What's up guys, Matt Oppression here, and I'm going to teach the triggered Hillary supporters about the electoral system in the USA. Because they're suggesting the candidate with a majority of the votes should win the presidency. Because Clinton at the moment has got the majority vote. But states like Arizona, New Hampshire and Michigan hasn't announced yet, and Trump is winning in Michigan and Arizona, so that could even switch around because she has got a big lead. Well, first, the hopefuls for the president, they announce their way, they announce their intent to be president, so they can gain up momentum until the presidential primaries, which the first one happens in January in New Hampshire. Don't ask me why it's in New Hampshire, but it's tradition. It's traditional that it happens in New Hampshire first, always. But a lot of states, they push up their primaries and caucuses all early, like Florida, California, and Texas. Because the parties in each state want to get focused on the campaign, so they want to get it over with as quickly as possible. And while this is running, the caucuses with party members, they congregate and they vote. They vote as well. And whoever wins the caucuses, there's an extra bit of voting, an extra bit of democracy. Vote for their preferred candidate as well. So Donald Trump won the caucuses. The first caucuses is in Iowa, by the way. I think it's Iowa. It's either Iowa. Yeah, it's Iowa. It's tradition. It's just traditional. Every country has its traditions, and it's not bad. Then other states have it caucuses. It's like the same as primaries. They try and push them up as early as they can. So then, after the primaries and caucuses are done, and they select their candidate, like Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, they move forward. Campaigning, negative campaigning, positive campaigning, attacking each other, promoting themselves, and they move on to the November the 8th. It's usually November 8th. It was November the 8th this year, but the voting is always on a Tuesday. Always on a Tuesday in November. So everyone votes. Obviously, it's a democratic system. But the polling, they get the winners by exit polls, which they do. The media does. And now they're predicting Trump wins by 279. You need a 270 win, because it's a majority limit in the Electoral College. The numbers at the top, when you see the results, that's how many Electoral College votes the candidate gets. The Electoral College meets sometime in January, and they put all their votes. Each state's got a representative, a number of votes. Every state gets a minimum of 3 votes. And then it goes up depending on the population of the state. So that's why California has 55, New York has 29, Texas has 38, and Florida has 29 also. But Alaska, a state with a very small population, only has 3, because they haven't got a very big population. So, if it didn't have the Electoral College, why would a candidate, and it was by population, why would a candidate go to Alaska? No, they'd stay in New York, California, Texas and Florida mainly, because they got massive populations and they want them votes. But if it was the electoral college system, every state they have to go to get the votes, because otherwise they could not win. They don't need every state, but they want as much electoral college votes as they can. Because the thing is, you send a representative. They don't have to go with what the state chooses. They can go like, a Texan representative just go like, we don't like Trump. Let's just put it all in the Hillary's and give it a win. They usually don't do that. It has happened in the past, but it's never swayed the vote. It never has. But it just gives them an incentive to go to every state. It makes it fair, makes it more democratic. Because America's vast. It's huge, and so they tour the country, they do their speeches and all that, and it's just democratic. The other system is democratic as well, but America's too big to do a system like that. It's just too big, too varied of opinion. It could work in Britain because we got a smaller population, but it does not happen It does not happen. It cannot happen in the United States. Some say the electoral college is not democratic because they can just vote against us. They usually don't, but maybe they should change the rules that it's not just what they call it, advisement to voters. It should be binding. It should be binding to representatives. Just show up and go, hear ye, hear ye. Interesting fact, the reason it's so many like a month after the election is because they used to go to it's always in Washington. Everyone has to travel there, and obviously in the olden days you have to go by horse and carriage with horse, so it'd take like a month from like people from California all the way to Washington. So what they'll do, they've kept that tradition from the start. So triggered Hillary leftards. Now you know why they have to do the electoral college and why Trump won, because he had the votes. It's because it's democratic. Gives a voice to the people. And Hillary calling sway voters, because some sway voters, I guess, do I vote Hillary? I like some of the policies I agree with, or because I like Trump as well, and some of his policies I agree with. Her putting men in the basket of deplorables probably pushed them to vote Trump, and maybe the email gates did as well. But it's been my pressure here, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you find something I said factually wrong, don't be scared to say it. I'm pretty much reasonable. If I say something wrong and you point out, I'll be like, okay, I'll just watch my facts for the next video. I'll research it, obviously. I won't just take you're saying in the comments as blind gospel, but I will consider him, and I'll give him a little search, and I'll say, okay, you got that right, I got that wrong. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Well, some lefties are, but oh well. Well, have a nice day, guys, whenever you're watching this. Goodbye.